name beforehand. Like I went in the future to a different route. Alright, never mind. It's just... No. Skip! Yes! Skip all the way to our first decision. Which is this? I'm gonna go left. Wait, screw it. What was it cursed? How do I break the curse? What happens if I don't break the curse? Why are you two working together? Why is your hair pink? Pink? Pink. Why didn't I ask this question 20 hours ago? I don't care about you anymore. Oh. Throw the tray at him. And he's like, I don't remember who I am because that's my curse. And he thought she was a he, or he was a she, but she was a he. And I'm doing the broom thing. Alright. I probably... Damn it, I already had it. Whatever. It's fine. Going for Rumpel! I suppose I can ask Rumpel. Enough girls seem to like him, so he might have some sound advice. I find Rumpel in between his orders and pull him aside. He looks oddly relieved. Ah, princess! You've saved me! Saved you? From the heinous overload of work! That's a new picture. I'm sure Rumpel does less around here than me. At least I finished the work I'm given, unlike Rumpel who gets distracted by every single thing. Dear Lucette, if you've called me here, then you must want to confess something to me. What? Perhaps you'll confess your undying love for me. I scowl at him and cross my arms. I came to ask you for advice, but perhaps I'll go ask someone else. You came to ask my advice? Rumpel stares at me, clearly shocked. I guess it is because out of all the people I would ask, he probably seems the least likely. Then I will assist, my sweet princess. What kind of advice are you looking for? Perhaps you'd like to learn how to make a man swoon, or how to stroke the embers of the heart. Oh my god, I can't believe I said that out loud. Is flirting the only thing that is ever on his mind? I came here because I want you to teach me about goodness. Goodness? My sweet, all of the advice I just suggested would teach you just that. What? Really? Being romantic will not teach me how to do good. Rumpel dramatically places his hand over his heart. But being romantic is good! Don't you see the smiles on the lovely ladies' faces when I speak with them? I cannot imagine why they would smile like that. Rumpel's persistence is annoying. To be romantic and loving, it is the epitome of goodness. Show someone affection and they will return it twofold. Uh-huh. I can only stare at Rumpel as I wonder why I even decided to ask him. Or you could be just kind. Everyone is kind in their own way, princess. So, what do you say? Perhaps you would like to practice on me. I'm sure your smile would brighten my week. No, I'm certain of it. I have work. I quickly turn and leave before Rumpel can continue. If I have to be romantic to honor a good deed, I'd rather be cursed like this forever. Ah, that's no fun. I stare hard at the floor. It's all messy, cause people are messy. Rumpel? Find Rumpel taking a break at one of the tables. Surprisingly, he is by himself, and not surrounded by the usual blushing ladies.
You're not surrounded by a flock of ladies. You must have done something to offend them.
Rumpel looks at me, the surprise apparent on his face. Princess, have you come to mend my broken heart?
Excuse me?
I was speaking with a lady over here only hours ago when she told me that she was betrothed to someone else.
That happened hours ago, and you're still sitting here.
Rumpel places his chin on the palm of his hand, looking very tired. In mourning! In mourning! Oh, in mourning! I don't know how to enunciate that. The heart is a fragile thing, princess. Won't you help heal my shattered heart? Rumpel stares at me when I do not answer. That would count as a good deed, you know.
Helping you would count as a good deed.
Doing things out of kindness of your heart is a good deed, princess. Wow, that is the first straightforward answer we've got from anyone.
The kindness of my heart. Why would I want to help you when you've done nothing for me?
Kindness isn't a thing that needs to be necessarily returned, princess. Single instances of affection can make a heart lighter.
Why does he always go through the trouble of making his words sound so much fancier? I will not help you mend your broken heart because that would be an act of stupidity, not kindness.
Rumpel's shoulders slump as he frowns. Now my heart is even more fragmented.
You suffer from a broken heart every day you are rejected.
Of course! Because to pour your heart out to someone only to be rejected is a cruel fate, princess.
You probably deserve rejection.
Wow.
What with the way you flirt with everyone? So no, I'm not going to help you. Deal with your own broken heart.
I turn around and walk away.
The acts Rumpel puts on are annoying.
A month has passed and I've yet to complete even one good deed. Not for any lack of trying though. And we'll go to the first choice. Classes! The Flatterer, Chapter 3.
I don't know why the first person that popped into my mind was Rumpel. Because he puts a smile on ladies' faces with his flirting, does that mean he couldn't help me with a good deed? And yet, here I am.
I found Rumpel on break, surrounded by a few giggling ladies. His hands make dramatic sweeping gestures as he showers them with compliments. And you, my sweet, are like a sunshine peeking through the clouds on a dark day, Sparkle. You litter the ground with so much golden light and make every flower reach out toward your warmth, Sparkle.
On second thought, maybe I should reconsider.
Princess! Rumpel notices me, however, and immediately waves me over. Oh God. I don't know which one's a good choice.
He's just going to insist I come back. If there's one thing I've learned about Rumpel, is that he's persistent.
Huh!
Why do you look so surprised?
I'd assumed you'd just walk away, like you always do. But I can take this as a good sign, yes? You really did want to see me, princess. The silent The silent treatment only makes this all the more mysterious, princess, and the mysterious is always exciting.
What is he rambling on about now?
Rumpel, why would you deal with someone like her?
What?
Lucette is like a budding flower. I want to do my best to help her bloom in whatever way I can.
Ding!
You've come to me for advice, right?
How did he know?
Why else would you come to him? The look of shock on your face is adorable and so absolutely satisfying. It seems I hit the nail right on the head. Rumpel, she's obviously too stubborn to admit that she needs your help.
These women are infuriating.
Oh. Rumpel leans in closer to me and suddenly he's whispering in my ear. Let me tell you something, princess. Making a person happy just to see them smile is definitely a good deed.
Huh?
Making someone feel important is never a disservice. What do you think? I'm pretty knowledgeable. I'm pretty knowledgeable, aren't I?
All he ever talks about is about doting on people, flirting with them, and making them smile.
Rumpel continues talking. Which is why I will make an excellent partner. I take a step back. Rumpel is now looking at me with a triumphant smile.
How did you...
I am very perceptive, princess.
You overheard my conversation with Parfait?
She told me about it.
She did?
Only briefly.
So you're not perceptive as all... So you're not perceptive as all F... So you're not perceptive at all.
Huh! Princess, you cannot see it, but I am drowning in my own tears.
He just assumed I was going to be partners with him, which is very annoying. I don't even know why I considered partnering up with Rumpel when he says the same things over and over again. And I don't think I could be around him day in and day out.
Oh my, what do I spot here?
Valera appears before us, a sly smile on her face.
Slagging off, you two.
I'm on break.
That break ended about 5 minutes ago, Rumpel. And Princess, I think there's a broom that needs attending.
Fine. There's no use complaining, and I would rather get away from Rumpel.
Rumpel turns to the ladies and smiles. My lovely ladies, I will be back later, and I promise that we will continue our conversation without any interruptions. Oh, and Princess, we'll continue our conversation later as well. Ching! I walk off before Rumpel can try to shower more of his compliments onto me.
Making a person happy just to see them smile. Can such a thing really be considered a good deed?
The days at the tavern go by quickly over the next week. Princess? Princess? You've been staring off into space.
I was thinking.
I just finished using Mr. Broom, and now I'm helping Annie sort some of the shelves in the back. Rumpel has taken up the serving for today. The women always enjoy him, but the men are always glaring at him. They're jealous of Rumpel, I think.
Who?
The other men. Anise looks over at the men that are glaring at Rumpel as he drifts between tables. I'm worried about Rumpel too.
What are you talking about?
You were looking at Rumpel with a funny expression on your face.
No, I wasn't.
My words are clipped and my voice is cold. Anise looks at me sadly, but I don't care. What I do is none of her business. I think the girls are jealous of you too.
What?
I glance around the tavern and notice that there are girls glowering at me. I'm not unaccustomed to these glares since people have always looked at me this way.
During the times I left the palace, people gave me the same looks, but this feels different somehow. Why would they be jealous?
Well, because you're Rumpel's partner.
I am not his partner.
You're not? He's been telling everyone that you are. Oh, goddamn it, Rumpel.
What? I never agreed to be partners with him.
I felt your longing gaze upon my back and I arrived, my princess. Rumpel suddenly appears before the two of us, smiling brightly. I suddenly have the strong urge to slap the smile right off his face.
We are not partners.
But princess, you asked for my advice. Advice that I gave to you because I care. No one else cares as much as no one else cares as much about you as I, except for Fritz, Varg, and maybe Waltz. And so I proclaimed us both partners because we are a match and made in heaven. You're so overwhelmed with gratitude that you are at a loss for words. Thank you, Rumpel, Mr. Narrator.
If I could throw something at you, I would.
A punch packed with as much strength as your love. Oh god. I can only groan in response. Oh my. Hello everyone, it sounds like you're having fun.
How's this fun? Rumpel is never fun. All he ever does is spout nonsense.
Ooh. He doesn't mean any harm, Princess. He's just filled to the brim with so many compliments, and he needs to get them off his chest.
Well, he can go direct them at one of his many other adoring fans.
I shift my gaze to Rumpel and furrow my eyebrows at him.
Or do you only direct them at me because you enjoy how much I ignore you?
I only wanted to help, Princess. That's what partners do, right?
But we are not partners!
Just try this partnership out, Princess. I promise it will be worth your while. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Princess. You can always change partners. Lady Parfait! You've broken my heart. You're very good at healing your own broken heart by now, Rumpel. Damn! Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I only needed to speak with Anise to make sure that she doesn't need any help with the particular list.
A list?
A list of herbs for me. Anise has been nice enough to gather herbs for me. Lady Parfait, is this about your voluptuous body?
What's wrong with your voluptuous body?
It's nothing to concern yourself with, Princess. My voluptuous body is just a little frail because of the burden on it.
That's right. Parfait mentioned having to bear the crystal lucis.
A thought occurs to me as I look at her more closely.
Wait, couldn't you use magic to heal yourself?
Parfait shakes her head and sighs. I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do. Except for one particular witch who calls hers the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor. Is something wrong? Rumpel shakes his head and gives her a wistful smile. That name just sounds familiar. It's likely you heard about her from someone else before. Humans do know of her existence after all.
A witch? She's not a fairy? Actually, what's the difference between a witch and a fairy? No one really told me. For some reason, I thought fairies would be more likely to heal people, not witches.
She is indeed a witch. That is what they say. Though I have never met her myself. She is the only one who can heal illnesses with magic. She doesn't associate with other witches though, and keeps to herself. Nobody has known where to find her for a very long time. Suffice to say, we could never seek out help from her, even if we wanted to. Parfait shakes her head. No, unfortunately not. Rumpel looks grim, but Parfait quickly dissipates the gloomy atmosphere with a clap of her hands. If Delora was here, she would say, "Alright, story time is over." That was all very interesting.
Interesting, but it doesn't really help anyone. Your body is the way that it is because of the Great War, then.
Like I told you before, the Great War has made my body a lot weaker. This is something that cannot be healed, and I don't have an heir, so... Parfait looks about, ready to say something, but goes silent. She has a sad look on her face, and I don't understand why. Anise immediately speaks up. I think it'll be fine, Lady Parfait. I was actually going to go on an errand run in a few minutes. Do you need any help? I would be more than happy to escort a lovely lady like yourself around town. Anise pulls a list out of the bag nearby and holds it out. There are only a few items on the list as far as I can see. Don't worry about it, Rumpel. It's not that much at all. Rumpel stares at the list. His expression suddenly smooths into something more serious. May I have that? Anis hands him the list, and slowly he takes out a pen from his pocket. I stare as he looks over the list quietly, and then scribbles some things down on the bottom. Afterwards, he hands it to Anis. I've added some things that might be helpful. The herbs on that list for joint pains, and you might want something a little more general.
How does he all know all that?
Everyone is staring at Rumpel with wide eyes. Even Parfait looks impressed. You've used herbs before, Rumpel. Maybe. I don't remember, but for some reason, names came to the top of my head as I was looking at the list. Thank you. It is always my pleasure to help a lovely lady. Now, Anis, please let me accompany you to town. I would love to help with whatever I can, and more names might come to me. That sounds nice. Thank you, Rumpel. Rumpel turns to me, a mischievous smile on his face.
Whenever he looks at me like that, I know he's going to suggest something ridiculous.
Princess Lucette should also accompany us for the experience.
I don't need experience. There's no leveling up system in this game.
How are you going to shower people with compliments if you know nothing about them? Being out in the town might be good for you. Rumpel does have a point. The more you expand your world, the more willing you are to learn more about people.
I don't need to be lectured.
Oh, Princess, it wasn't meant to be a lecture. Just letting you know that the experience is invaluable. Come on, Princess, let us escort the lovely Anis around town.
What about your work?
Whoa. Rumpel puts a finger to my lips and grins. No one seems to have thought of that, so it will be our little secret.
What?
I slap his hand away, but he just grins at me jovially.
How did I get dragged into this?
Please don't stay out too long. We won't. Make my way downtown, walking fast. No, I make my way into town with Rumpel and Anis. The majority of the conversations we have are one-sided, and with Rumpel giving us both the usual compliments.
He never seems tired of it.
Rumpel helps Anis pick certain herbs and a few other medications and accepts all the compliments she gives him with a triumphant smile.
I know Anis knows about herbs because she helped me before, but how does Rumpel know so much about them? It's almost like he's a doctor, maybe, or a medic. This must be part of the past that he doesn't remember.
Anis enters the store by herself at one point, leaving me alone with Rumpel. I am a mysterious man, aren't I, Sparkle? I turned to look at him and noticed the easy smile adorning his face. A man with amnesia is full of secrets after all. I bet you're even more curious about me. Women always love mysterious men. Do they?
I don't really care.
But Princess, if my curse is my amnesia, then shouldn't you care about it somehow? As partners, we're going to help each other out, right?
I don't see how it can help you with your amnesia.
Maybe this spell that is only broken by one... Oh my god. Maybe this is a spell that is only broken by true love's kiss. Shall we see? Oh god. He leans toward me with a playful smile on his face. I'm accustomed to this behavior by now, but this does not faze me, and I merely sigh at his nonsense.
You already said yourself that you need to gather entries from some kind of journal?
Princess, you're no fun. A little kiss wouldn't hurt anyone.
I would die before I kiss you.
Princess, that's so sad.
He says that, but he's still smiling. Why is he so unfazed by everything I say to him? You only ever have terrible suggestions. It was a mistake to trust you. Might have good advice.
But I have great advice.
You haven't helped with my curse at all.
I've been trying though.
You haven't even told me how to get a good deed.
He did. I told you before, Princess, compliments make a person happy, and making a person happy is a good deed.
So you flirting with women and using shallow compliments on them is a good deed.
On the surface, the compliments may seem shallow, but if you swim a little deeper...
Complimenting people cannot be a good deed.
But making them happy is. All you have to do is listen to people, sympathize with them, maybe get to know them, and you can make them happy by doing even small things for them. Like buying a teddy bear. Women also enjoy the compliments, princess. Besides, how could I see such beauties and not compliment them? It would be a disservice.
You give compliments to people you do not even care about.
Princess. Rumpel's voice trails off as he stares past me. His smile falters for a few moments and a look of confusion ripples his features. I turn to follow his gaze and see a small boy staring at us. He's shyly hiding behind some kind of notebook.
There's that seriousness again. It's the same thing that happened when he added something to the list for parfait.
Then suddenly the expression changes into Rumpel's usual bright smile. Hello there! Would you like to come and speak with us, young sir?
You don't remember me, sir?
Oh, do I know you?
I used to come here to your clinic. You saved me before.
The boy draws us closer to us, still hiding shyly behind his notebook. Sorry. I'm sorry, little sir. I'm afraid that my memories are a bit scrambled right now. I can't even remember my own name.
Really?
Where's Anise? Why is she taking so long? The last thing I want to hear is a conversation between Rumpel and some child. Is he going to shower this boy with compliments too?
It's a shame that I can't remember a boy as bright as yourself.
And there it is.
I'm not that bright, sir. Not as bright as you, but I want to be.
He holds up his notebook, which has a small name scribbled on the corner. The words, "My dreams," are written on the front cover in cursive letters. What's this?
I want to be just like you when I grow up. So I started a book of dreams, just like my mom told me to. She said I could be a doctor too, so long as I try my best.
A doctor?
You forgot that you were a doctor, sir?
Rumpel? A doctor?
The boy continues to hold out the book and finally Rumpel takes it and flips it open to the front page. Rumpel is holding the book close to his face, so I cannot see it. I rise to the tips of my toes and attempt to look over his shoulder. At first, Rumpel does not notice me as he stares at the page. Then, belatedly, he realizes I am there and lowers the book so that I can read too. I lean so close to him that our shoulders brush. My eyes scan over the page quickly. The handwriting is crude, barely readable actually, but I can still make out the gist of it. Rumpel slowly reads the words out loud. When I am older, I want to be exactly like the kind doctor that saved me when I had no one else to go to. The boy's face flushes as Rumpel reads his words out loud before his curious gaze lands on me.
I don't remember you.
I look at the boy irritated.
Are you that doctor's wife?
Rumpel suddenly looks up, his eyes wide. He looks down at the boy, then at me, his face suddenly solemn. I'm surprised by the words that leave his mouth next. Yes, she is.
What?
He takes my hand in his and looks down at me, an almost sad look on his face.
What's wrong with him?
What is wrong with him?
He has such a strange look on his face.
Slowly I try to pull my hand away, but Rumpel holds tightly to it. The sadness in his eyes become more intense anxiety, and I see something like fear dancing in his eyes. You really think it was my fault?
What?
Sir?
Rumpel squeezes my hand a little too tightly. He looks at me desperately. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let me go!
I finally manage to pry my hand free. Rumpel looks at me for a few moments, almost bewildered, and then his eyes suddenly widen. He looks back at the journal, then at me. Oh, I think I I blanked out. I'm sorry, Princess. All at once, the sheepish smile breaks into something more cheerful again.
He's still smiling at me, even though I was so curt with him. Rumpel is so confusing.
The boy looks bewildered. Don't worry about that, little sir. This one here is a feisty thing. I deserved whatever she just did.
So, she's not your wife, sir?
Rumpel looks a little surprised and then laughs. Unfortunately, no. The beautiful lady here is not my wife. That's a little confusing to the boy. Rumpel absently rubs at the back of his neck as he looks up at the sky. I'm not entirely sure of what just happened, but it seems like I recovered something very important today. Or the beginnings of something very important.
Something important? Is he talking about that memory?
He hands the book back to the boy, then leans down and sets a hand on the boy's head. A bell chimes behind us as a niece comes out of the store, carrying a bag filled with what I assume are herbs and medicines. The boy once again cowers behind his book. Oh, who's this? The wonderful little sir has helped me regain a very important memory. An important memory? Rumpel stands, looking triumphant. I, my good lady, am a doctor! Oh, really? Truly. Rumpel turns back to the boy, who he asks a few more questions. He even asks the boy his name, but much to my surprise, the boy shakes his head.
I'm sure you told me your name, but I don't remember it.
What? I'm sure you told me your name, but I don't remember it.
It's like my curse. No one remembers me being a princess, and no one remembers Rumpel's true name.
Oh! Rumpel thanks the boy again many times over and even buys him a few pieces of candy. The boy's eyes are practically glowing with excitement and he does not stop smiling. After we see him off and start to head back to the tavern, I begin to contemplate.
I'm curious about something.
Oh?
You said that you needed to fill your journal with memories in order to get them back, but the journal you just read wasn't yours.
It appears not. It seems that the 3 entries that trigger my memories just need to be written by people I know. Reading them triggers a memory, and then the full entry will probably appear in my journal. It's a magical journal. I ought to check it when I get back. I guess it is a magical journal.
I see.
But even without looking into an entry, the memory came back to your mind? Rumpel gives a short, distracted nod. It's not complete, so I'm hoping that something really has appeared in my journal. It feels like it must, considering I remembered something so important. Do you remember anything else at all? The young man we just met. I believe that he used to come watch me work before. I knew him. He used to look up to me. He was a sweet child. Why is he? Why was? Is it? The memory is foggy, but yes, I believe something did happen to him. He became ill. The details of how I saved him must be in the journal.
Even though this does not pertain to my curse, I'm curious what his journal might say.
Same here. Curious. I can't remember fully, but the memory seems sad somehow. He turns to me, eyebrows knit together. It's strange to see him with such a serious expression on his face. I'm really sorry about earlier, Princess. I think I was on the verge of a memory. Then it got tangled up in my mind. I'm surprised by a sudden change in topic. I shake my head slowly. He is quiet for a few moments before suddenly his smile comes back and he laughs jovially, telling us that there is no point in worrying. At the town's outskirts, I turn, feeling eyes on my back. But no one is there. Is it Varg? Was it Varg? Anyways. We give Parfait the medicines we purchased in town as soon as we arrived back at